While in Ardmore, I sat down with Colorado State University's Temple Grandin. Do we need to kind of change our mindset to adapt for the conditions?
I think we do have to change our mindsets on how we're doing things. And of course, feed is one of the biggest inputs. Okay, what about building fancy corrals? Well, I think if you start adding up the feed inputs, the feed costs maybe like, fancy corrals cost money, but they stay there for a good long time. Where the feed just goes into the cows, and one thing that good cattle handling facilities can do is keep you safe. A lot of ranchers right now are older, and I've been following some of the accident statistics. I get called up all the time from lawyers where there's been an accident on a ranch, and it's usually, or a feed yard, something with cattle, it's usually somebody over 40, most all the accidents, because they cannot get away fast enough. I'm older myself now. I can't jump up on the fences the way I used to be able to do things. And let's just talk some about good cattle handling.
Okay.
There's been a lot of interest in cattle handling. There's been a lot of low-stress cattle handling workshops being done, you know, and NSBA has really tried to increase interest in this, which I think is an excellent, excellent thing. And I think the people that are handling cattle right, I think that's increased, but I've talked to some of the sales reps out there at the trade show. They get around and see a lot of stuff. And I said, well, how much do you think it's really increased? You know, I was a little discouraged, 10 or 15%. They was telling me, this one feedlot guy was telling me that, you know, half the feed yards still have pretty bad handling.
And Temple says a few changes in how cattle are handled can make a big difference.
I have been telling people about don't leave a hose across an alley. If a cattle see a chain hanging down the chute, they'll see that, they won't go through it. There's a coat on the fence. I was just out at one of our biggest plants, one of our biggest plants that has very, very, very good cattle handling. And guess what they had? A yellow hose laying across the main cattle alley in their corrals, and they were trying to drive these really nice black Angus cattle over it, and they were stopping and putting their heads down. I have slides that are 30 years old of hoses on alleyways. You know, you've got to get rid of those distractions. The vehicles parked along the fence. The cattle see that, they won't go in. The people standing up ahead in the wrong place. The dogs snapping in through the bottom of the chute, and they're not going to want to go in. You've got to get rid of those distractions. I guess it's going to give me job security.
For more than 3 decades, it has been Temple's job to teach those in the industry how to work better with livestock, and suppliers listened when one of the largest beef buyers demanded changes.
Meatpacking plants have gone light years forward. I've been working, that's probably the segment I've worked with the most. And, the 80s, they were awful. They were awful in the early 90s. Oh, and I had designed a lot of things for them. Oh, people just tore up stuff and wrecked it. Then the McDonald's audit started in 1999. And I saw more changes than I'd seen in my whole entire life. And we used a very, very simple scoring system. They had to make numbers like speed limits. You had to shoot 95% on the first shot or you failed the audit. If more than 1% of the cattle fell down, you failed. If more than 3 cattle mooed and bellowed right in the kill chute area, you failed. If you had to get 75% in with no hot shot. And they had to make those numbers. And most of the plants could do it with simple changes. Lots of non-slip flooring went in high traffic areas. Lots of changes in lighting. Lots of solid sides in different places. Training people to move smaller groups. Out of 75 plants, all the big plants were in it, only 3 had to build something expensive. Everybody else we fixed with simple things.
To see our interview with Temple Grandin again, visit our website, sunup.okstate.edu.